How's it hanging, guys? This is FakeThriller. I'm bringing you commentary today, Domination on Launch. I got a bit of a touchy topic to talk about today. As you can see, if you look in the bottom right corner, you can see I'm playing this on Xbox. I just picked the game up not too long ago for the 360, and I just started to really put some time into it just last night. And, you know, I'm going to hit this same topic on a few different levels, and the topic is going to be Xbox versus PS3. And the first thing I want to say is that this game in particular feels so tight, so much better, and so much easier, because everything just seems to flow so much better on the Xbox than it would for PS3. And that leads me to sort of my next point, about saying like which system this isn't really going to be like a which system is better kind of a conversation. It's going to be more of a which system am I going to play on, which one do I prefer kind of a thing. And as everyone knows, this game was developed for the Xbox 360, and I think this happens a lot because this, like, the PS3 can obviously run Blu-ray discs, which are much better in terms of data storage and everything. There's just so much more room on the disc that technically the PlayStation games are going to be much more capable of content because there's just that much more room to work with. So what I think a lot of developers do, and I think this might have been what happened with Treyarch and Black Ops, is that you got to develop it for the 360. If it's going to be a multi-platform game, you don't want to hurt yourself by working with the PS3 and its different parameters, and then you find out that you have too much stuff and you can't fit it onto a regular DVD, so the Xbox isn't going to work. So in that sense, like, I think you'll find that PS3 exclusives are going to be far greater than any Xbox exclusives, just for the fact that like PS3 developers can have like probably, I think it's like triple or a little over triple the amount of room. I think a Blu-ray can hold 36 gigs, and a DVD can hold, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know the numbers, but I do know that obviously a Blu-ray can hold more. So getting back to Black Ops, this game feels so tight. I thought it was all bullshit because I was like, how does the reticles, like the red dot sight reticles, even change from one game to another? I like to imagine it as I mean, a lot of people in the video making and editing world will understand what I'm going to say. Is like, you can, like, when you make a video, you have the choice to render it as an MP4 or the choice to render it as like a WMV, and for the most part they're the same thing. Like, one might compress better, have like a little bit better like file size and stuff like that, and one might have a slightly higher quality. So I always imagine the game was like that. Like they finished the game, it fit within the like whatever the X parameter is for fitting onto a DVD disc, and then they just copy and paste it. Only they tweak a few things and turn it into a Blu-ray disc so it can be played on the PlayStation. I know that's not exactly how it works, but it's sort of what I like to imagine. Like, obviously the controls are going to change and everything because you're working with different hardware, but it's sort of a simplified way to think about it. So I didn't understand how little things, like little details, like the red dot sights, could be worse on the PlayStation. Like, if you go, like, I should do a side-by-side comparison, because the red dot sights on certain maps, or in certain locations on certain maps, are absolutely useless because of the damn glare. Like, you can't see through them. And then I've been rocking the M16 on the Xbox 360 for like the entirety of what I've been playing, and it's like a gift from the gods. It's like I can see right through it. The red dot is nice and crisp, and there's hardly any glare. Like, there's enough glare to make it realistic and become three-dimensional, but it's not nearly as bad as the PS3, where it's just flat out, it's like you're looking through a magnifying glass the wrong way or something like that. So there's a lot of little details like that don't seem to make sense. The sound is another one. It seems better. I'm playing with the same setup, the same headset, and everything. But when I booted up the Xbox version, I was amazed at how it sounded. And then to the point where I went and turned on my PlayStation, looked at the audio settings to make sure I had them the same, that I was like set up for headsets and stuff, and I was. So for some reason, like the explosions, like the overall realistic sounds, sort of resonate better with the Xbox, and I don't know how to explain that. And I don't claim to know anything. I don't know how to explain really any of this. The only thing that I do feel comfortable like really explaining, which always comes up in the conversation of Xbox versus PS3, is the players themselves. They say, well, the players on Xbox are better. No, the players on PS3 are better. Well, it's all bullshit. Sorry, I just hit the mic right there. I hope it wasn't too loud. I'm talking with my hands and stuff. It's all bullshit. Because overall, let's say there's 100,000 people that play on Xbox 360, and there's 50,000 people that play on PS3. Granted, there's going to be more better people on the Xbox because there's more people to choose from, and but the ratios are going to say, I can almost guarantee you they would stay in the same ballpark. So let's say if there's 100,000 people, and we'll say 5,000 people are fluent at the game, like really high quality players, and like really understand how to play the game. On the PlayStation, you're going to have 2,500 because you're going to keep that ratio. You're going to keep everything the same. Only the overall number that you started with is going to be lower. So overall, you're going to have a lower number. But the caliber of player on an individual level, that's all bullshit. Like, because obviously, I could say I'm better than so-and-so. I'm not going to name names or anything like that. I'm better than so-and-so. But I know, like, some, like, really good players. Like, you could look around the YouTube world. Like, for instance, let's use the PS3 as an example. Like, White Boy 7th Street, he puts up these unbelievable scores. It's to the point where I don't even know how he does it. I think he's posting a 59-2 gameplay with dual scorpions. I've been running around with dual scorpions for the past like week and a half, and the best score I could get was like 30 and like 15 or something like that. So he's a better player than me, but it doesn't mean the whole like PlayStation community is White Boy 7th Streets. And the same thing with like with Xbox. It's like XCal is better than me, but the majority of people aren't XCal. So, but for every XCal, there's a White Boy 7th Street on PSN. So, I mean, it's going to level out, and if you ever look at it on an individual factor, which is impossible to measure, then we would find the true answer. But as far as an overall view of who is better than who and what portion of what is better, it's immeasurable. But for the most part, you're going to run across the same amount of bad players, and you're going to run across the same amount of like really good teams. But getting down to Black Ops specifically, and my point of view with it, I'm literally amazed at how good the Xbox version is compared to the PS3. And this is coming from a guy who stuck with the PS3 through thick and thin with the frame rate lag and all those different problems that happened in the beginning with, like, you couldn't have that many people on your friends list because it would crap the game out, so on and so forth. And I own mostly PS3 stuff, and all my friends play on PS3, but I'm going to give the win to the Xbox 360. I can tell that by the score that I'm about to run out of time. I think I went 44-3 in this domination on launch. I need comments on this. I'm going to keep this going and maybe hit up another commentary based on the comments. So state your arguments down in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.